And content, as we said today, is mostly gaming, but that will develop. So a few more stats for you. This gives you some of the trends. I think the most important thing is look at the year-to-date for 2011. We're at 640 million, which is almost up to 870 million for all of last year, and this data is only for 6 months. So clearly, the mobile tsunami, in terms of from a VC perspective, is certainly here today. In terms of where's the dollars going, again, I think the most interesting thing here is to look at the huge jump in terms of social, and so socials really is having its time, if you will, with the VC community. That's particularly true if you go out west. You'll hear a lot about mobile and social in Silicon Valley. So I think what you'll see, as we fast forward in a minute to the M&A side, that most of the M&A activity near term we think is going to be more in the marketing and advertising area, and some in e-commerce related, less so in social, because I think social needs to sort of develop. So that's where the capital has gone. If you think about theses out there in terms of investment themes, in the 2005, 2007 period, it was all about infrastructure, and now, and early stage SMS marketing kinds of things. And again, now because of this whole sort of app development tsunami that we have, you're starting to see a lot more sophistication in terms of what people are looking to invest in, and very, very exciting out there. In terms of the leading guys out there, no surprise, really, Sequoia is right at the top of the list. I think they get just great marks for the bets that they've made all across the digital world. And then you've got Draper Fisher and RE right there behind. So very active area across all those 4 buckets when you think about it. And then the names on the right are some other guys that have been active but just didn't make the top 4. From an M&A perspective, we really think that the M&A market so far has really lagged, both where the ecosystem is, where consumers are. We think that the big challenge is that companies are still trying to figure it out, and whether that be that this event today was at a record sellout. We had our own Mobile in May event in May, and the first, I would say 80% of the first people to sign up were all actually big strategic guys. And so I would argue, sort of on the outside looking in, trying to figure out what to do. And I think once it becomes clearer, as there's more and more great case studies out there, as there's more and more education in unique ways and unique value propositions for mobile, I think you'll start to see a big, huge bandwagon in terms of M&A activity. I think it's not that the interest isn't there, it's just that people are still trying to figure out what should they buy, how much should they pay for it. And one of the main reasons why this has been a little bit slower behind the consumer is that the advertising dollars, for example, have still mostly been test dollars, and we're still sort of seeing who's going to scale and how they're going to scale. And so we don't have it all figured out, but as soon as people do get smart, I think that as soon as they get smart, they're going to get the courage, and there's just going to be just a huge flood of M&A activity. And I guess another way to think about this, supporting this, would be if you look at the digital marketing ecosystem, and you sort of sat back and you looked at that 5 years ago, and then you looked at how many digital marketing deals there's been, M&A deals over the past 5 years. It's just sort of a snowball effect, and I think Publicis announced another acquisition today, and so the universe of buyers has gotten bigger and broader. What they're buying has gotten bigger and broader, and the pricing has sort of gotten bigger and broader. Mobile is just still very, very early days from an M&A perspective, but it will follow just the same way that digital marketing did.